Welcome back, YouTubers! This is another episode of DECA City. We are on episode 3. Here we are starting off in Lava Falls. Just taking another gander at the world I've been creating for the past 4 years. I hope each of you that have been viewing enjoy my little videos. So it's still a work in progress, but I hope each of you are inspired by some little design or technique, anything that may inspire you. I've been inspired by other YouTubers and the videos that they've shared, and so I just hope that the trend continues in inspiring other people. And those of you that are just watching for the first time, there are quite a few little repetitious buildings due to the fact that this was started back in 2013, where a lot of stuff was made out of cobblestone due to the fact that that's what you were mining a lot of on survival mode. And this is a 100% survival world for those of you that are just tuning in. But as we continue on, you will see a little bit of progression in the different changes as the world continues to grow. I still have a lot more to do due to the fact that it is a survival world. It takes some time. So those of you that understand the survival situation know the struggle of the time-consuming builds and how long they actually take to do. Whereas with creative, simple, easy peasy, you can just sit there and get the blocks right out of the menu. But in survival, it's definitely different. So here I've created a nice little rail system throughout the world. At each little crossing section where the sidewalks interact with the rail system, I have introduced pistons that automatically come up when the rail cart activates the active rail. That way anybody coming across the crosswalk to the rail system is stopped when a rail cart is coming through. And it took a little while of engineering, but I finally perfected it, and it turned out really nice. So it's just one of those little added features that was very surprising to me when I completed it and just went throughout the world putting one by one in and had to dig under the ground and modify it a little bit. But yeah, they turned out really well. I really like it. So here are just a few creations of fountains. Some of them you've probably seen before. A couple of the ideas I did get from other YouTubers, but some of them are of my own creation. But I hope they kind of inspire those that are watching. If you decide to do fountains in your city, this is basically just a shopping center for fountains where they're just out on display. I don't have any that are in a specific location yet, just because I was having some fun building them and just kind of designing different structures. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you enjoy some of the little ideas that are here, and I'll get right back to you. Alright, as we continue through the exploration of the world, some of these buildings were the original village, but I have added a lot of new buildings that are pretty repetitious just because of the style that they are. It was easy to duplicate most of them repetitively because chopping down the trees and and just doing the same design. I know it's back then I was still learning a lot of this, and so they are just little cookie cutter homes mixed in with the village from the original area that was here. I have done a lot of modifying to the area in making it smoother, putting in pathways, sidewalks, gardens, little boat ramps, and so on and so on. It has been quite a work in progress, digging a lot of digging, that's for sure. But this is just kind of a leaf trailer park, I guess you can call it, little resort. You could also refer to it as. They are repetitive, but when you do, if you've seen resorts, they kind of have the same little buildings that you can rent on the beach or whatever, riversides. You can stay there as a vacation home, which is just kind of the little idea that I had. And they do sit just a little bit from the river that goes into a nice lake. It comes from a large body of water. This world from the original did have a lot of water, and so I took the time, after digging a bunch of mountains down, I took the dirt and kind of smoothed out a lot of the water areas and covered them up and made them a little bit more realistic looking, and just putting some rivers and lakes, and that way it just flows together. But one of my little pet dogs just kind of garden this house made out of snow blocks, which is a cool feature. This area was a snow biome in the beginning, but due to the fact that they've changed with the updates, most of the snow now appears at the top of the larger heights in the mountains versus down below. And so continuing on, heading towards the winter biome over here, a lot of it is untouched still. I've used it for cutting down trees, but it hasn't been modified at all. So I haven't done a whole lot of digging or building in that area just yet, because I've been focusing on the outside of the map, along the edges, and kind of working my way in towards the center of the world. But eventually, over time, I'm sure it will get a nice little makeover. But here we're crossing over into where I've moved the villagers to, and with the new update, we've got some llamas here too that I've kind of trapped in a pen. And due to that, I used the city pack texture pack here. The carpet that you put on the llamas makes them look like cars, which is pretty cool. The police car gives the llama sunglasses. I really like that feature. This was my first iron golem factory, basically, where the villagers spawn the iron golems, but it doesn't work 100% all the time, because every once in a while I will find a iron golem walking around the outside of the building, and I have to go over there and take him down so that way a new one can spawn in the factory. But it's been a work in progress. I did make another one that is on the outskirts of the world, just outside of Lava Falls. Later on I'll go into more details of the structures, but these first few episodes that I've already basically pre-recorded are just basically the run through of the world, and then down the road we will get into more. But that's it for now. I hope you please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes.